Hello, can you all hear me? Is it still buffering? Hi Vamsi, hi Shalini, hi Divya. Is it still buffering? Is this working? It's fine now. Okay. Can you all see me clearly? Hear me? Hi Swati. Okay. So previously in the I'm going to delete the previous video, so I'll be starting from the beginning now. So first thing what I told is I am talking about themes, not about individual problems. Now I'm not going to talk about something like parenting. I'm not going to talk about something like issue. But what I will do is I will talk about overall theme that happens throughout the life of a person. So these videos are going to be longer. So if you feel that you are not able to concentrate, you can stop in the middle. Secondly, in the previous video, I was sharing about my problems. Please respond about that. I need all your support. So I'm facing so much of struggle nowadays. I'm not able to function very well. I became very dysfunctional nowadays. I'm not able to do anything. There is lockdown. I'm not even getting clients. I have plenty of time, so I can actually use that time, but I'm not using it. So I'm making so many plans, timetables, but I stick them onto my wall, but I don't follow them. So I plan so much. I think that I'll be doing singing. I'll be doing reading. I keep on keep on taking the books and trying to read, but I'm not doing anything. And I sometimes feel that I have to do more videos and I have to write more posts and I have to share on the social media. But I'm not doing that also. I'm not doing anything nowadays. I became very dysfunctional. I don't even think I'm doing justice to my clients as a therapist because everybody has so many expectations on me, but I'm not fulfilling anything. I'm not able to do anything. Hi, Narsing. Are you all able to hear me? So, what do you all think? So, I became very dysfunctional, and sometimes I want to lose my weight also. I have to do exercise. My body is not healthy now, but I'm not even doing that. Okay, Divya is saying yes. Okay, so can you all please support me and help me because I want to express and share my problems with everybody so that you all will be able to help me. So one more thing is this is a lockdown period and this is a great opportunity because we have lots of time and people are online. Now I can boost my business like anything. This is a great opportunity. And generally in books everywhere it is written that when bad situation is there we have to make use of it. I am trying my level best but I am not able to do. I want to exercise but I am not doing exercise. I want to study, I am not studying. I want to publicize my business, I'm not able to do that. I want to get clients, I'm not able to get. I want to write more articles and I want to do many things, but I'm not able to do anything. So, goes to prove that I am normal. Little too nice expressing it openly. Okay, I'm openly expressing because I want everybody's support, but I'm very, very, very dysfunctional nowadays. So I'm hating myself for that. I want to be more disciplined, organized, but I'm not able to do that. And I want to utilize this time. I want to cook and help my mom, and I'm not doing that. And I want to help my family. I'm not doing that. I want to clean my home because we are asking maid not to come, so maid is also not coming. My mom is doing all the work, but I'm not able to do any help to her. So this is my situation. I'm very dysfunctional. What do you all think about that? Shalini, Swati, Divya, can you all respond to this? What do you all think about that? So meanwhile, I'll make small announcement. So I closed the Instagram account. It won't be functioning after today because It is consuming lots of time. I have to make images and give the links in the bio, and even then many very less people are actually accessing the profile and then clicking the link. That's why I disabled the Instagram profile. So this is an announcement. Okay, Anna is saying, so Mallavan is none other than my Anna, my uncle. I call him Anna. So he's saying I lack discipline. Yes, that's what I'm worried about. I hate myself for actually being this. I'm not sleeping on time. Sometimes I'm sleeping at 1 o'clock. Okay, my mom is saying I'm very lazy. Yeah, and Divya is saying earlier you mentioned that you know your limitations and you're not lazy. Yeah, earlier I thought that I know my limitations, but now I understood how dysfunctional I am. I am actually not doing anything. My performance is horrible. So now I realized how dysfunctional I am. What do you all think about it? And I'm not helping my family also. And I, as a daughter, I have that responsibility to help my family, isn't it? I have to help my mom, isn't it? Mom, you said I'm lazy. Not only that, I am very bad also, isn't it? Because I'm not helping you, that means I'm very bad, bad daughter and bad family member. And so I don't know. I hate myself for that. Okay, Swati is saying you are lying. You are not dysfunctional. Okay. Anna is saying psychologist is in depression. Yeah. Laziness is connected to depression. That's true to some extent. I think I'm in depression also. And Divya is saying, what makes you dysfunctional? Tension? Lockdown? Worried? I don't know. Exactly. You all have to tell me what is making me dysfunctional. So, okay, now I'll tell you all. This was a small demonstration. In the demonstration, let us identify few things. Who is the person who wants to be functional and make plans and grow the business and become thin, lose weight, and do so many things, help family? And who is the person who is not functioning and not doing help to parents, not doing exercise, not making any posts? So who is that and who is this? So most of us will be in this kind of situation where we think something and we do something. So we want to do this, but we will do this. But who is this and who is this? This is my question. So Vamsi is saying, where all these are coming from? Please tell me if you know. And mom is saying parents always tolerate you. Taking okay, you are so lenient. That's why I took it granted. That's what my mom thinks. And Vamsi is saying people around. Who asked you to do? Okay, nobody's asking me, but I am liable, isn't it? To do things. I'm because you all are trusting me. That's why you all are here in the online session. Everybody is watching this video. That means they are my clients trust me. My group members trust me. 4 steps of members trust me. So I am liable to do even if nobody asks me. Even Swati is never asking that I have to publicize her article. She had been writing, but I am supposed to share, isn't it? And Divya is saying myself and parents. Okay. Okay, so when I demonstrated, I told about this. There are two things. One part of me wants to be functional and do everything. Other part of me wants to just sleep and sit lazily and eat all these things. So what is this discrepancy? So is it like I have a split personality? So is it like everybody has a split personality? Why we fail in doing things which we actually want to do? When we plan, it is me who wrote the plan. Then why I failed? Because when I wrote the plan, I should be successful, isn't it? If someone else writes the plan, then I become failure. That is normal. That is possible because somebody might have written some wrong plan, but I wrote plan for myself and I failed. What does that mean? And Divya is saying, no, this is stressing yourself. Yeah, but what is this? What is this discrepancy? Now Now I'll tell you all what is the title about. Title is uh, Pavlov. I am not Pavlov, and neither Pavlov nor his dog. So who is Pavlov, and what is this story? So Pavlov is someone. who conditioned dog. So every day he gave food to dog at one particular point of time. He rang the bell, and at that time, dog started salivating by imagining the food in food, and it started salivating. So he started ringing the bell every day before giving food. So every day, dog started salivating before seeing the food. So on one particular day, suddenly he did not give the food. Even then, dog started salivating after hearing the bell. So that means dog got conditioned. So dog started linking this and that. This means ringing the bell and food. It started linking these two things in the mind, even though actually there is no link between the bell and the food. No, so bell is not anywhere linked, because you don't use bell in cooking. You don't use bell while cooking. You don't use that. Then what is actually making the link between the bell and food? That is conditioning. There is no link, but dog linked these two things in its mind. So that is called conditioning. So that is the heading of this. Um, so once is saying expectations due to conditioned by surroundings. Now, here, conditioning by surroundings. For example, my mother did not ask me to cook, but I started saying that I did not cook, I am not a good daughter. And Swati did not ask me that I have to publicize her articles, but I am saying that I am liable to Swati and I have to publicize her articles. So, here, even though sometimes stimulus is not coming from the surroundings, I am doing these things, and I'm actually blaming myself. I'm behaving as if I have no worth and I hate myself. I'm behaving like that. So there is discrepancy. Who is this and who is this? When one person wants to do and planning, and other person doesn't want to do and being lazy, not doing anything. So where is the link? Who are these two people? Are there two different people sitting here in my head? Are there two different personalities? I have multiple personality disorder? No. So, what are these two things and what is happening with me? Now, let us talk about parenting. So, some of you already know that this is a topic that is related to parenting. So, some of you have already answered about the parenting things, but here I am not going to talk about parenting in the beginning. I'll talk later. So, initially, I'm talking about the two voices that are there within me. So, I'm not talking about the parenting here in the beginning. So, now, what do children need? What do you all think? Divya, Shalini, Swati, can you all answer? What a child needs from parents when she is very young, and she is when 20-year old, 30-year old, 40-year old, 60-year old, what a child needs. Can you all please answer? Can you all tell me? So, meanwhile, I'll explain about something. So, parents generally control two things. One is nature of works which we do, and secondly, the quality of works which we do. So, these two things generally parents control. They will take care of. They keep telling us what to do, and they will tell us how to do. These things will happen. So, Swati is saying food, shelter, money. So, these are the things which parents have to give to child. And what else? And after children grow up, what do they need? And when they are very young, what do they need? So Divya is saying care, love, empathizing. Okay. So tell me according to the age. When their children are small, what do they need? And after they grow up, what do they need? Will they these needs will they change with time? So Sandhya, hi Sandhya. So care, affection, and support. So, what happens to the needs with age? Is it like a small child needs everything and a grown up person needs nothing? Is it like that? So, meanwhile, I'll tell you all what actually parents give. So, parents give nature of job which we have to do. For example, they will keep telling me. For example, they will if my parents are I am at the age of something like 4 years, 5 years. My parents will tell me which career I have to choose after growing up, and they will tell me how I should dress and what kind of things I have to do, and they will tell me how I have to behave with my friends, and they will tell me what I have to eat and how I have to behave, all these things. And this is nothing but the nature of works which I have to do. And secondly, parents also will tell me about the quality of things. Like for example, they will say, if I wear a dress which is not clean, they will say wear more cleaner dress and wear more lengthier dress, don't wear shorts. And they will also tell me the quality. That's why I said quality. So if I they will tell me nature of thing which I have to do, like for example, go and join in this career. After that, they will also tell me about the quality of that career. They will say go to the top college, go to IIT, and go to NEET, and go to top colleges of the world, and join there and do very well. This is what they will tell me. So they will tell me what kind of things I have to do and how I have to do, in the sense how perfectly I have to do. So Swati is saying support throughout. So Divya is saying slightly vary with age. Kid needs food, shelter, money. Not really. Now, I'll tell you something. When a mother is pregnant, what is she giving to child? So she will give food through when she will give food. She will give a kind of safe, secure environment, because if a mother fails to give safe and secure environment, the pregnancy will lead into abortion. So that's why mother is actually giving the safe environment and also food when she is pregnant. So generally what we think is it keeps changing with age. But let us examine what is happening over the timeline. So Divya is saying needs change slightly with age. Kid needs food and okay, I read this. And Shalini is saying nurturing love, but each child is different. Okay, so here let us examine what a mother thinks. So, for example, mother when she is pregnant, if she thinks she have to tell her baby how to form a head and what should be the dimensions of the head, and how wide head should be and how wide the legs should be. And if she keeps telling those things to child, or if she presses her stomach when she's pregnant to try to make the structure of the baby, to make the create a design of the baby, what happens is baby will die if she hardly presses and tries to manufacture a baby with her own specifications, like a bigger head and smaller belly. These things, if she tries, the baby will die. So there she gives the food, and she also gives security, safe shelter, protection, environment, all those things. But after the birth, what happens? After the birth, mother will try to design a baby. For example, this is one example. So mother tries to tell baby how she has to dress up and how she has to maintain her body parts. If a girl has a bigger hip, mother will criticize and laugh. And if a girl has a more belly fat, mother will laugh and say reduce your belly fat. If a child has a bigger nose, mother will say, your nose is not perfect. She will laugh at daughter. Not only mother, it's the both the parents. And later, what happens is the child will become vulnerable to the bullying. After that, in school also, everybody will start bullying. So if a child starts believing that there is something wrong with the body of the child, then child will start believing whatever people say. So this is one way in which parents try to control the nature and quality. That's what I said. So nature in the sense how many what should be the dimension of baby, that they will try to decide. After that, how should be the quality, that also they try to decide. Now so what happens as a result? This is one example, body image. And apart from that, there are several other examples. Parents will ask children to study well. Parents will ask children to read properly, and so they will give targets. For example, after becoming old, you have to become a doctor. After growing up, you have to become a scientist, you have to become a lawyer, you have to become a CA, you have to do this, you have to do that. These kind of targets they give. And they also decide the quality. So they will say if your handwriting is horrible. So share one of my experience. It's not with my parents. There was a teacher who asked me to write cursive handwriting. So after that, I learned it with lots of difficulty. Then I changed school. There was another teacher who said write separate letters. I was mad at them. But point is, then when they keep changing my handwriting, I finally learned how to write 3 to 4 varieties of scripts. But point is, if I fail in doing that, what happens is I will lose the interest to write exam. So this is what happened. One example. So they will try to decide the nature, and they will also try to decide the quality. So in these two aspects, not only parents but teachers, everybody tries to design these two things. So in that process, we end up doing many things which we don't like. For example, I used to worship God. I used to sing songs in the events like Ganesh festival, and I used to sing in front of people when there was festivals, all that things. And I used to sing devotional songs. So now, when I look back, I never liked it. But why did I do? And I questioned. I got to know few inferences. So here, Madhav garu, hi. Um, Shalini is saying that okay, that I read, and Sandhya is saying I feel parents didn't criticize children. Sometimes they may, and sometimes they may be kidding. Later, the tell kid just for fun they criticize. Yeah, so that also I call it bullying. So when they do it for fun or whatever it is, here what happens is we end up doing things which we don't like. So I was singing in such situations, and I was going to all temples. I was doing pujas, all that. Now I don't even wear bindi. So why this discrepancy is there? Because in childhood I never liked those things. But how did I got conditioned to do all those things? That is not because somebody strictly imposed those things on me. But what happened was I got lots of appreciation from my grandmother, my family, and my relatives, and my surroundings, everywhere. I got lots of appreciation. I'll tell you the peaks of it. There was a moment when people started worshipping me, like something like Kanya Puja. In that, they made me goddess, and after that, they started worshipping me. And 60-year-old men, 70-year-old women, all those people were coming and touching my feet. It was so funny for me. It was no so that was good enjoyment for me. So I enjoyed it a lot when people were actually coming and touching my feet because I was in inferiority complex. So that gave me kind of fake self-esteem. That gave me kind of kick. So because of that, nobody imposed. Nobody till today, nobody touched me. Like in my family, nobody beats me. Nobody scolds me. Nobody does anything. Like my mom mentioned in the beginning that I gave so much of lenience. So they gave kind of lenience this way, but there was lots of pricing on the opposite end. So when there was lots of pricing, I used to feel better about myself. I used to feel that I am somehow connected to God. That's why these people are actually appreciating my talent. So I used to more do more and more of kind of worships. I used to do singing in front of God, all those things. So that kind of it's a kind of positive reinforcement because of which I had been doing that. But suddenly I realized that I don't believe in all those things. I have scientific temper. So here there are ways in which parents do this. I'll tell you all about these ways. One way is praising. When you get reinforcement, you will tend to do something. So, for example, in the initially I said Swati never controlled me. My family never controlled me. They never asked me to do something. But I am obligated to do things. I am liable to do things. This is what I said. So why will I feel that? There are two ways in which other people make me feel that I have a liability. So in the beginning part, what I was saying is that's all is a demonstration. But so generally what happens is there will be lots of praising where people will say Swati will for example, Swati never did this, but I'm just saying. So Swati will come to me and she will say, you are my only hope. I'm writing so much and you have to turn me into a writer, and you have to help me in getting a good placement somewhere as an editor or something. And this is praising. I'm using you as an example, Swati, because I think you don't mind. And second thing is criticizing. Criticizing in the sense, Swati will say, so I have done so much for you. I wrote hundreds of articles for you. You never did anything to me. You never publicized them. You never posted anywhere else. So you are so mean. So this is criticizing. Third thing is talking about morals. Swati will come and say, you will be punished in the hell after your death. because you are actually, I am your kind of student. Towards a student you have an obligation. Every teacher has an obligation towards student. So you are actually not following that. That's why you will get punished in the hell. So you will suffer. You will get a disease. So you will suffer these things, she will tell me. So this is another way, and there is another way. She will come and bully me. She will say that, you can't do anything. I know that. I'll stop writing. But I had been writing because I trusted you, and I trusted a wrong person. I know very well now, so I will not do it. And moreover, did you look at your own articles? You don't know how to speak. You don't know grammar. So you keep on talking nonsense in live sessions. So you can't do anything. So how can I expect something from you when you don't know anything? So she will come and say these things to me. So these are different ways in which parents can control a child. So what a child needs, it is only safety, security, like how child took it when mother is pregnant, and when child is in the womb, like how child took all those things. In the same way, child can grow on its own. Child can take up all the nurturing from the family, and if family feeds, and child also can actually take the shelter and safety if parents provide. That is enough. Child can grow very well. Child can decide what she or he wants to become. Child can decide what she or he is good at. Everything child can do. But what happens is parents try to tell all these things indirectly or directly by praising, criticizing, bullying, or giving the name of morals. So by different means parents control, because of which child feels obligated. In some cases child feels like rebel. In some cases child will feel obligated. So what happens after that? So, secondly, I said parents control the quality. Now, I told you all about how I used to sing in front of people, how I used to sing in temples, how I used to worship, how I used to make all those arrangements. I never believed in those arrangements, I never liked, but I always used to do because I used to get appreciation from everybody whenever I used to do all those things. And secondly, I said quality. So, something called perfectionism, where some parents ask child to be perfect, perform very well, and get good grades. And some parents say that I know that you can do well, but you are not doing to up to your potential. We know your potential, but you are not actually using your potential. This is what some parents say. Again, let us take the example of Swati. Okay, Swati, don't kill me for this. So one more thing is perfectionism. So, for example, Swati will come and say, um, you have to write in a better manner. Otherwise, I will not allow you to write along with me, because my English is perfect and your English is horrible. So I will not be writing along with you. This is one way in which direct control. Parents will tell how the quality of a person should be. And second way is, Swati will come and say, I know that you have talent. I know that you can speak in English. I really know, because I had been seeing from 1.5 year, and you have all talents. So, and you can speak very well. You have a good psychological concepts, and I trust you a lot. I like you a lot. So I know your nature. So you can do it. That's what Swati will come and tell me. So what she will do is, she will praise me in such a way that if I drop down the quality of it, I myself will feel guilty. So she is trusting me so much. She is expecting this much from me. I'm not able to give that much. So that's how perfectionism starts in the childhood. What happens after that? So what happens after that is, so I'll talk something about perfectionism here. So, is there any importance of perfectionism? So, Shalini is saying constantly be the receiving end of, why is it wrong to expect to do something to the best of your ability? Yes. So, when people praise abilities, that is another way in which they are actually controlling. When people are scolding our abilities, that is one way in which they are controlling. These two are different ways of controlling. So, my mom, I don't know if she's here. She always tells me that I am something like goddess to her. So she likes me so much that she appreciates me, and I am like goddess. That is another way of controlling my this thing. And apart from that, I'll tell something about perfectionism. So now let us take two examples. Case 1. I broke this cup into perfect 10 pieces. I broke this cup into 10 pieces. Okay, mom is saying Kaleja. She always says that I am goddess, I have powers. If I think something, it will happen. This is like magical thinking. This is a way in which people expect. So she initially said I am very lenient, but now I am showing her. So that is not lenience. You try to control me in different way, but of course I don't get controlled. That is different thing. So okay, Shalini is saying haha. Everybody is laughing. So now I'll tell about perfectionism. Coconut is breaking. I'm breaking coconut, and it broke into uneven pieces. One piece is very big, one piece is very small, one piece is this much. Like that, there are so many pieces, unequal pieces. And there is this cup, and I broke this cup into pieces, and perfect, I made into 8 pieces, equal pieces. Perfect. So, which breaking is useful? What do you all think? So one is perfect breaking and other coconut breaking is not perfect. One piece is very big, one piece is very small. So here perfectionism is useless because until or unless a thing, a work, a job has a meaning, until or unless a job has a meaning, it won't give any benefit. For example, if I break coconut, I can actually eat it. So that is the benefit. Whether it is perfect or not, that won't make any difference. Why break in the first place? So I am giving example. I am breaking two things, like breaking the coconut and breaking the cup. So if I break the cup into equal pieces perfectly, it will not be useful. So here I am talking about the work breaking, which is going to be perfect in case of breaking a cup. But even then, it's not useful. If I break a coconut, I can eat. So until or unless a work has a meaning, it won't make any sense if we do that work. Because if we can do something perfectly, that doesn't mean we have to do that work. So perfection is useless because nothing is perfect in this universe, because if you look at plants, there are so many uneven things in plants also. There is no symmetry anywhere, and our body is also not symmetrical. And do you all know how DNA functions? DNA replicates and it corrects its mistakes, and 99% it will be accurate, and there will be one thing that acts in the reverse direction, one thing that acts in the forward direction. Forward direction thing goes on doing it, and reverse direction enzyme keeps on correcting. That means mistakes are everywhere. Moreover, when we leave satellites, something like that, they will actually take the path that is very lengthy. The satellite will go like this, rocket will go like this, like this, like this, like this, like this. Finally, it will reach its place. So 90% of time it takes in correcting itself. So there are so many things which happen. I'll also give one more example. Penicillin got invented because of a mistake, because somebody was actually growing some bacteria strain in a petri plate, that is a plate in which we grow bacterial strains. Suddenly something appeared to him, like there is something imperfection, some dot there. So around that dot there is no bacteria. So immediately, instead of throwing that, what he did was he started observing and understanding that this something has capacity of making bacteria die or stopping the growth of the bacteria. That's what he did. So after that, he isolated that and figured out that that is penicillin. So by accident, he found out what penicillin is. In the same way, vaccines were first invented because of an accident. Like there was a guy who was presenting in front of everybody like this, and he was saying, "See, let us. I'll demonstrate that these bacteria can cause the disease." He gave the bacteria to the hens, but it did not cause disease. After that, everybody laughed at him. They left the place. So after that, he started finding reasons why this did not infect. Then he figured out that this is a weaker strain. So that means when you give a weaker strain to the hens, this is a very long experiment. I am telling you the brief gist of it. So when weaker thing is given to the hens, and they will gain immunity. After that, if you give a stronger strain also, then also they will fight back against that strongest trait. That's how, by mistake, when he got criticized in front of everybody, he figured out that mistakes are of use. These, if I go on like this, there are thousand ways, thousand reasons why I can say that mistakes are something very essential. So they are very essential to make inventions. They are very essential to think out of box. They are very essential. Mistakes are essential. Now, I'll also tell you all what happens when there is perfectionism. So initially I talked about two voices. One voice says that I have to do things. Other voice says that I should not do things. So Vamsi was talking about the people who are around me, and Divya and Shalini were talking about the expectations, accountability, all these things. But now I'll tell you all something. It's not about people around me. It's not about something that I imbibed in me. That is there. That is a history of it. But what is the transfer section of it? What is happening now? Now what happens is, when I learn these two parameters, one is choosing nature of job based on somebody's appreciation. Secondly, choosing how to do it in order to be very perfect and in order to impress people. What happens is, I will imbibe a version of parents or society in me, and after that, throughout my life, I will start using that. So that gives me anxiety because I want to do it perfect. Now I am doing this video. I want to look more beautiful. The sweat is coming, so I want to apply powder. So I'm not. There are so many grammatical mistakes. So when I start looking at all those things, I will start feeling anxious. So after that, I'll fail because I'll not remember what I wanted to say. So I'll forget everything. Then I will fail in giving this kind of presentations. So anxiety is very much inversely proportional to the functionality. More you have anxiety, you will not be able to function. So if we look at examples, children of, so there is one proverb in Telugu. I don't know other people can understand this or not. Pandita putra paramasunta. That means son of a pandit is idiot. So this is the meaning of the proverb. Have you all heard this anytime? So Pandita putra paramasunta. Why? Why? Because he is the son of a scholar, and scholar will have thousands of expectations on the son, and because of which son adapts a mannerism in which he will try to please people, and he will also try to do things in a perfect manner, because of which he will get anxiety, because of which he will lose functionality, he will start avoiding doing things. That is why he will become paramsunta, he will become idiot, because because of his father is scholar. Okay, Shalini is saying many times. Divya is laughing. So Pandit will give so many instructions to the son, because of which son will think that I have to do things in the way my father said, and I have to do everything perfectly. That proverb is very true. Pandita putra is paramasunta. Means son of Pandit is a idiot. That is because it is not because this is a proverb and it is some scientific fact. This is something concept related to psychology, because son of Pandit will feel that he have to do things in certain manner, he have to be perfect, and he have to follow the instructions of others, and his father will tell him how to do things. So after that, he will adapt such kind of nature that gets imbibed inside. So people around us, they will not make any difference to us after a point of time. So maybe if I am 10-year-old, maybe my surroundings will affect me. But after that, I will start feeling anxious. I will start making attempts to do things in a perfect manner. I will start making things which pleases people, to please my parents, to please my surrounding things. And I will start saying that I am worthless if I don't do things. This is another big concept. What happens is, one thing is I have anxiety, that's why my functionality will go down. Secondly, what I will do is, I will start linking it to my worth. I did not do that properly, so I am worthless. I did not do this properly, I am worthless. That is bad, I am worthless. This is bad, I am worthless. So because my parents will not love me if I don't do things in the nature, in the way which they taught me, if I don't do things perfectly, I will start feeling worthless. After feeling worthless for a long period of time, actually I lose my functionality. So after this inner voice turns into a critical voice. So after it becomes a critical voice, it will start controlling my life. That is what happens in most of the cases. So consequence is depression, like my Anna said in the beginning. So he was right. This also leads to depression. Like when a person loses his functionality, he is trying to be perfect, he is not able to do anything, and after few days maybe he will feel worthless. After that he will get negative perceptions about everything. After that he will get depression. So this is a cycle. Parents telling child that things have to happen in this particular manner, parents telling child that things have to happen in a perfect manner and quality should not be compromised, child imbibing those beliefs into self and feeling that I should do things in proper way and I should do things perfectly, and child quitting doing things because he is not able to do in perfect manner, child feeling anxious because of which child quitting the things, and after that child is becoming dysfunctional. Child became dysfunctional and there is inner critical voice which tells that you are accountable to me, you are not doing things, you are stupid. So there is a voice inside, and child being accountable and not able to do dysfunctional, child getting depression. So this is the cycle. So this cycle, generally all the videos try to explain only one part of the cycle, because they will talk about either parenting, or they will talk about perfectionism, or they will talk about conditioning, or they will talk about anxiety, escapism, or they will talk about depression. So when that happens, we will not be able to understand what is happening with us when we watch those videos. So until or unless you connect all these things, it will not make any sense. Now I'll tell about why parents do that. That is next question. So now this is very harmful process, and this is damaging a child. This is causing damage to child. This is actually throwing child into anxiety, depression, dysfunctionality. Then why parents do that? What do you all think? Please make comments. So meanwhile, I'll explain a concept. I previously shared with some of you, my for members of the Four Steps Up. I shared this. Imagine there is a lockdown situation in one supermarket where police entered into the market and they said everybody have to vacate, otherwise we are going to beat. There is another supermarket. Police entered into supermarket. After that, they said there is this COVID, because of which you all will die. That's why you have to go out one by one. This is what they said. These are the two situations. Which situation will be in a better position? Like in which shopping mall all the people vacate first? What do you think? And here, Divya is saying, so anxiety is like a person inside me who always makes me feel worthless. Yes, never wants me to be happy. Yes. So more the perfectionist performs, more worthless he feels, because he will never get satisfied. He will be very functional, perfectionist. Sometimes he will be very dysfunctional. But whatever might be the case, he will always be very sad, very feeling worthless, very unhappy. So repeat the question. My question is, what do you all think? Which situation is in better position? In one mall, police started beating people, and people don't know why police started beating. So police are trying to vacate the people from mall. In the second situation, police told people that there is COVID in the mall, so all of you have to move out fastly. So go in a queue. So which mall gets vacated fast? Which mall? All the people in the mall will go out in which mall first? This is my question. And one more question is, why parents are doing things which are harmful to children? That is my second question. So Anna is saying, some people fight anxiety. Yes, some people fight anxiety, but it is a headache fighting against anxiety and going against parenting. And whatever we learned in life, we have to unlearn all those things if we have to fight against a mental illness. That is a headache. So parents would not want their children to undergo such things, because parents would never want their children to keep fighting throughout their lives against anxiety, depression. Parents want their children to grow happily and get a big job, something like that. Their intention is different, but what they are doing with children is different. What is the reason? That is one question. And second question, I asked, which mall gets vacated faster? So Shal is saying second one, where people are aware that there is COVID in the mall. and there is organized way, one by one people are leaving the mall, that mall will get vacated faster, because in that mall everybody knows why they are doing thing. In the first mall, when police starts beating, some people will rebel against the police, some people will actually sit there, they will say, why should I go, I will not go, don't do like this to me. They'll start doing the protest, something like you flu students. So in the first mall, the vacating the first mall is a very difficult thing. So in the second mall, it is easier to vacate, because all the people, students, like they will understand the rationale behind why they are saying. So when the police said you have to vacate because there is COVID, then people will start vacating one by one, because none of us want to be controlled for unnecessary reasons. We don't want somebody to beat us. We'll protest, we'll fight for our rights. Nobody has right to beat us unnecessarily. So mom is saying confusion in the sense, don't know what's happening. Yeah, in the first mall there will be confusion, is that what you are saying? So depends on the people. No, it will never depend on the people. First mall will never get vacated because there will be mixed population. In the second mall, people will vacate faster, and because they know the reason and they know how important it is to vacate. That's the thing. And mom is saying in the second, when they know they what they are doing, why they are, yes. So Shalini is saying there are people that battle anxiety. It takes so much energy to constantly battle. Yeah, that's what I said. So parents never want their children to just sit and battle with anxiety. They want their children to grow, become healthy, and be happy in life. Parents have such intentions. They are well wishers, true well wishers, but the actions which they do, they will not be in sync with their intentions. What is the reason? Now I'll tell you all. So first, let me finish with this mall. So, like how second mall would get vacated faster, because they know the reason. In the same way, if you do something where there is meaning, for example, I am doing this because this will help some people, and this video will be able, by watching this video, maybe some children will be able to understand what is happening with them, what happened with them in the childhood, and all these things they will be able to understand. So I am doing this because I give a meaning to it, and I have a rational reason behind doing this. So there won't be any perfectionism, there won't be any push or desire for approval or anything. I don't even look at the views, reach, I don't even look at the likes, anything. So when I do something for the sake of myself or for the sake of some rational reason, I have a reason, that's why I'm doing this. Then I will not look for approval. I will not look for perfectionism. I will not do it perfectly. I will do in a way which I know, and I will do with lots of meaning. I'll try to add meaning to it. So then it will happen in a proper way. If we do with rush, if we just want to do it for the sake of approval, or do it for the sake of praise, like my parents will praise me if I do this, if I want to do that will never happen properly. Because, so for example, I'll give one more example. Yesterday I did mixture. I prepared mixture with mirchi bhaji. So my grandfather liked it a lot. So today what he said is, I want to eat it again, please make it. So here, in this example, I don't want his approval, or he will praise me. I don't want that. I did not do it for sake of getting some compliments from him or getting some compliments from anybody else. So why I did this, I wanted to eat something tasty, because now I'm not getting any outside food. I want to eat something tasty, and I want him to eat something tasty. That was my motive. So I want him to eat something, because he also eats outside a lot, and now he's not able to eat nowadays because of this lockdown and COVID. We are not sending him out because he's very old. So now I want to give him something that is tasty, and I want to make something tasty for myself. So when 2 3 days back, when I did pani puri, they were very tasty, and yesterday I made mixture that was very tasty. So I am preparing so many dishes at home. So all the dishes are coming very nicely. Reason is, I have a rationale behind that. I want to make these things because I want to eat something tasty. I want my grandfather to eat all my family members to eat something tasty. It's not that I want somebody's approval, praise, or compliments, anything. In the same way, if we do something which gives satisfaction to us, If we do for the sake of fulfilling some purpose, if it is me adding meaning to our life, then we'll be able to do. But if we fall in this cycle and keep doing things by getting trapped in the cycle, then we'll not be able to do the things. So how to do things, how to overcome this cycle, and how to do things? First, you have to fight with the accountability, the inner voice which is there inside you, and you have to figure out how it came, how it got formed, and who formed it. Is it your parents or your relatives or your teachers who formed it, and how it got formed, and how to deal with it? That you have to figure out first. So after that, you have to understand that this is not self-awareness cycle. You might feel that I am trying to do things perfectly. That means I am a person who wants to do things perfect, so that is helping me, that is my self-help, my inner voice is helping me. This is what you will feel, but that is not true. So your inner voice is your enemy, it's not your friend. It's not someone who encourages you, it is something that is actually making you dysfunctional. You have to understand the cycle of accountability, and you have to break that cycle. Then you will actually become functional. So accountability, when it becomes zero, then only you will be able to do things, you will be able to function. And secondly, you have to find you have to try to figure out what kind of works are adding meaning to your life. Then you have to do those things. You have to figure out, is this giving meaning to my life or not? Okay, my family is asking me to cook, is it adding meaning to my life? Do I have a rationale behind that, or am I doing because my family is asking me? Yes, I have a rationale. I want to eat something tasty, and I want to give something tasty to my family. So this is it. So your inner voice always encourages you. Okay, Anna is saying his inner voice encourages him. So you have to figure out whether your inner voice encourages you or discourages you. That whatever you feel that it is doing, maybe you are wrong also sometimes, maybe you are right also. That you have to figure out. Always it seems like it is encouraging me, but the forms of encouragement it gives you, that is actually harm. So you have to figure out, you have to sit with somebody, some intellectual like me, and you have to figure out if that is truly encouraging you or it is actually harming you. You have to figure out, because all the inner voices seem like encouraging, and all the inner voices seem like healthy, but that is not possible in most of the cases. Most of the cases, inner voice is something that makes you feel accountable, makes you feel criticized, make you feel like a robot, make you feel like a dog, conditions you. Your inner voice conditions you, makes you feel like a dog, and you are the Pavlov and you are the dog. Inner voice is the Pavlov and you are the dog. It will condition you. It will say you will get so now coming to the original example, there I said Pavlov conditioned dog in such a way that it salivates whenever it hears a bell, because he always rang the bell in along with the giving food. In the same way, we all got conditioned in such a way that when we get approval, when we get compliments, when we get certificate that we are perfectionists, then our worth will increase according to us. But worth have to be constant always. Even if I fail, I should not feel worthless. If that is not happening, that means there is cross linking. My worth got linked to my functionality, and that is nothing but the conditioning. So you are the Pavlov, you are the Pavlov's dog. If there is any child, your parent is Pavlov and you are the dog. And if you are an adult, you are the dog and you are the Pavlov. So you have linked your worth to the functionality. After that, you are feeling worthless whenever you are not doing something, and you are feeling guilty. You are not doing things to just add meaning to them, add meaning to your life. You are doing things just to perform, show to others, and prove that you are a perfectionist, and you are doing things perfectly and you are getting appreciation. So that is nothing but conditioning. So when you linked your worth to the, so like how when bell rang, the dog started salivating. In the same way, whenever somebody is appreciating, you are feeling worthy, but your worth is not linked to somebody's appreciation. Your worth should always be there inside. No matter who says what, but you should feel worthy inside. And if something adds meaning to your life, you have to do it. Otherwise, you should not do it. And Shalini is saying, sure, there are people. Okay, that I read. Divya is saying, if I'm not motivated to exercise regularly, is the motive behind it is not rational? or I don't believe that it adds meaning to my life. Yes, you don't believe from the core. You don't that if it is a meaning, you need not criticize yourself. You need not feel guilty when you don't do exercise. You are feeling guilty when you are not exercising. You are feeling worthless, and you are feeling that you have wasted lockdown. That means this is a conditioned response, not the response that is linked to meaning, and not the response that is linked to rationality. So if it is something linked to meaning and rationality, if you are not able to do, you will find out another way to do, but you will not just feel very bad. You will not feel guilty. You will not feel worthless. That is an indication. And Swati is saying, what is the difference between ego and inner voice? So, ego in the sense, are you talking about Sigmund Freud's ego? So, Sigmund Freud's theories are outdated. Ego, ID, super ego, these are outdated concepts. So, I don't think we have to link those two things, inner voice and ego. Inner voice is something like which makes you feel accountable to something. But am I really accountable to somebody? No, because if I don't do, nobody is there to ask me. So I am not accountable to anybody. So accountability when something is creating in me, that means that is an inner voice, critical voice, which is actually trying to bombard me with expectations, something like that. Anna is saying you have to train your inner voice with experiences. So, when you are saying that you have to train your inner voice, again you are splitting into two. There should be only one. That's what I'm saying. So, there should be one inner voice and one person, not two. Because if you feel that you have to do something, if it is rational and something adds meaning to your life, you will do it. But it's not like you will. There will be two things, and you have to control. One person is like controlling, other person is like being controlled. There won't be two things. Of course, there is metacognition, which helps to you to analyze yourself, which helps to look at your thoughts about thoughts, feelings about feelings. These are called metacognition. That is a different concept. Metacognition helps you in identifying your own patterns. When you write in diary, if you get insight, that is metacognition, that is helping you like a therapist. But metacognition will never blame you, will not make you feel accountable, will never attack you, will not do anything to you bad. So this is what the concept is. Now I asked you all a question: why parents do that? Reason is, I'll go to that. So why parents do? Because sometimes parents will have low self-esteem, because of which they will feel that if you do something for them that will add meaning to their life, they lost something in their life, and if you do that, they can gain their worth through you. This is what sometimes happens. um, what about the voice that says that is nothing but you? Swati is saying, voice. What about the voice that says nice things to you? That is nothing but it is you. You can't differentiate between a voice that is positive and you. You will say, "I told nice things to me," but when it is accountability, there it's like someone externally connecting, someone controlling you. So there is a difference. When, for example, wow, Niharika, you are looking so good today. This hair is special. This time, every time it will be like behind. You're looking good. So if I say this, I will not say that I am being accountable to somebody. I know clearly that this is me who is liking me. Very clearly, I know. So there won't be any two things. So here, um, I think mom is not here. Mom, are you here? So please reduce your volume. Um, Resound is coming. I can hear my own voice. So now I was talking about parents. This is the last point which I'm going to talk about. Why parents do that? That is because sometimes they will lack self-esteem, because of which they will try to gain worth from children by making children do something. For example, by making me sing in front of other people, maybe my family might have got a little bit of fake self-esteem when everybody was praising. My grandmother used to come forward and say, "I have trained her these things." It is possible that she felt inferior, and after I performed well, she got self-esteem through me. That is one possibility. And another thing is, for example, if parents lack purpose, they can't understand what their purpose is and how to add meaning to their life, they will try to make a child their meaning of their life, child the purpose of their life. This is another problem. So they have to work on themselves, they have to figure out what their purpose. So if a pregnant lady is there, She has to give birth to healthy child. Then she has to help herself. She has to keep herself healthy. It's not that she has to press and design the baby. She has to keep herself healthy. In the same way, when parent is healthy, child will be healthy and parenting style will be healthy. And sometimes what happens is they expect things from children which they are not getting from others. Like for example, a woman is not happy with her husband. She will try to get those things from son. She will say that, see, look at my husband, he's not doing anything to me, he's alcoholic. You are my own only hope. You have to grow up and you have to take care of me. This is what a mother says. So this is one more case. And they look at child as if child is a savior of their life. So child is very small and not even mature, not even capable. So child is very, very, very less low in compared to the parent. Like for example, if a mother has to go and work properly, then mother can do it, but child cannot because child is not educated. Mother can actually move out of the home if she's not liking her husband. Simply she can move out of the home and she can start earning. She can do something and get money for herself. But instead, what they will do is they will put all the burden on the small 5-year-old kid who is very. It's like there is an elephant. It's not able to carry something on its back. So that elephant took that bamboo stick and kept on an ant and asked ant to carry it because elephant thinks that it cannot move out. So it is tied with a rope. But somebody tied it when it is a small child. So it thinks that it cannot move out. So, for example, a wife thinks that she cannot move out of the family and live an independent life. So, elephant generally, people who grow elephants, they will tie in their childhood. So, after that, elephant will start thinking, no, I cannot free up, I cannot tear this thread. They will tie elephant with small rope, which we can also tear. But elephant believes that I cannot leave from here. So, elephant gets tied to the pole, and after that, elephant starts putting bamboo sticks on ant and asks ant to carry. Ant is child because child is just born. Child, his cognition is not developed yet. Child cannot take decisions properly. Child is cannot understand the world properly. But elephant thinks that I cannot move on myself, and elephant keeps all the bamboo sticks on ant and says, "Please go and sell these there, so that that person will take money and he will come and free me." But here elephant can move just in one click, one attack, and elephant can actually kill the person who tied it, but it never realizes. This is what happens with the parents, especially women. Mother is very important because mother can actually kill a child, and mother can again make that child live after killing. So mother is very, very, very a powerful figure in the life of a child because child gets attached to mother initially. So before birth also he is attached to mother. After birth also child is attached to mother in so many ways for eating, drinking, all those things. That's why child actually can take so much from mother and get hit by mother also. When mother is not healthy, child will be suffering. And next one is generally parents also project. For example, I wanted to become a doctor, I could not become. So I will ask my child to become a doctor. This is what happens. So these are some of the patterns. There are n number of reasons in diverse families. I will be covering these topics in the next weeks. Divorced families, mother will start depending on the child, and because she's not getting anything from husband, like that, so many burdens they will keep on the aunt. They think that they cannot free themselves, but actually they can. So this is a theme. Yeah, mom, you are watching, I know. I'm just saying you have to lower the volume. Like a TV anchor, I got the opportunity to say this. Please lower your volume. So, so Swati is saying, yeah, that I read already. So these are the things. And apart from this, anyone have any doubt? So if you, for example, if you are stuck at any point, I'll revise the cycle. Child is born, parents have expectations, parents have inferiority complex, parents will train to child to work in particular manner. They will expect child to should be there, do something which they will design, and they will expect child to do it perfectly. and child will start imbibing that into himself or herself. After that, child will judge herself or himself. Then after that, it will become an inner critical voice. Child will start becoming anxious. So child will try to be perfect, but that gives child anxiety, because of which child will become perfectionist, does everything, becomes highly functional but self-critical, or dysfunctional completely and depressed. So there is something called high functioning anxiety, so that or this. And after that, child will feel worthless, very low, and ultimately child will become depressed. This is a cycle. If you are stuck in this cycle, then what you have to do is you have to identify the accountability cycle that is there in you, and how it is functioning, and what is happening. Just observe. Don't try to control it. If you try to control it again, that is going to become another critical voice. So anything, if you try to control, again controlling voice will become a another critical voice. So instead of that, just identify, observe the war within you, and identify why you want to do things. Is it because you are in this cycle, and how is this cycle functioning? And try to observe this cycle, and simultaneously try to do things which adds meaning to your life. Try to do things which give you make you feel purposeful. Try to do things which are rational instead of pleasing people. And if you do these two things simultaneously, maybe you will break the cycle. If you are not able to, you can seek help, because sometimes people get stuck in this cycle, they can't come out on their own. So you can seek help of a counselor, psychologist. This is, and if you are at home and your parents are still controlling you, then definitely you will be at risk. So you'll not be able to break the cycle on your own. You need help. You need to lean on other people. There is no other option. And here, mom is saying yes. So Narsing is saying, what will be your expectation from your kids? Nothing. So I'll tell you in the next week. So what should be the expectations from the child? Of course, we have to train the child, and we have to make sure the child is getting what she wants to, and how. For example, child has some kind of particular skills. Child has to understand that I have this kind of skills and I have to use them. And child will be should be able to choose a career, and child should be able to become successful, and child should be able to deal with her own problems, his own problems. And all these things I'll be covering in last video, maybe last but one video. First, I'm talking about the problems. After problems, I have to talk about unconditional conscious parenting, that everybody needs to learn. So anybody who is planning to have kids has to learn unconditional conscious parenting. I'll be talking about that in the last but one video. And mom is saying no. And Swati is saying, I have to identify critical voice. It's too late by the time I understood that I was doing something because of the critical voice. Yes, it is very difficult. It is the most difficult thing in the in any kind of all the processes. The things which we do in therapy, this is the most difficult thing. This we do at the end, not in the beginning, because this is the most difficult thing. And shedding that critical voice is because people believe that it is helping. That is why it is very difficult to shed that inner voice, because people will be in a, because something is there, and if they believe that it is harmful, for example alcoholism is there, and people believe that it is harmful, then it's very easy to make them leave that. But if people are saying that this is something that is helping me, it is very difficult for you to make them understand. So that is the thing. I'll stop here. I'll be talking about more problematic themes. So I talked about theme. I don't want to chop it into pieces. I don't want to talk about perfectionism in one session, and depression in one session, anxiety in one session, because nobody will be making sense out of it if I make it into pieces. So I want to talk about themes. So next week I'll be talking about another theme. I'll talk about few themes. After that, I'll talk about unconditional conscious parenting, where how to parent in a proper manner, that I'll be explaining in the last video. So subscribe to channel and follow me on social media like Facebook. So I announced in the beginning also, I'm announcing for the people who joined late. So Instagram I have disabled, at least temporarily, because I have to do lots of effort to design posts and schedule. And even if I schedule, I have to give link in the bio, and that is very hectic process. I feel that that is a time waste, because only few people are actually clicking the link and going to the article. I actually want people to read the article. It's not like they see the Instagram post, give likes. That I don't want, because I want people to actually read articles and watch YouTube videos. Because if I write in one post, you can do it, and I got 150 likes. What is the use? There won't be any use if somebody is seeing the posts. They have to read articles, self-help articles, or they have to watch the videos which are lengthy, maybe in parts. So that's why I decided not to waste time on Instagram, at least for now. Maybe in future, if I get more time, I'll do that, because now I am working on several other things right now. I'm not dysfunctional actually. I'm very functional. I'm doing so many things. I'll introduce all those things one by one. So um, so Instagram is I disable it, and Facebook page is there. Auto sharing happens, so you'll see all the article links, YouTube video links on Facebook page, and there is LinkedIn page on which you will see all the links, and there is Twitter, and you can subscribe to this channel. And I will also send personalized messages to people who gave their number to me. If you want to get personalized messages on WhatsApp, all the notifications, updates, you want to receive the links of articles and videos, then you have to submit your phone number to me. My number is 8790809892. So 879, okay, I'll write here. I'm telling it very fast. 8790809892. You can submit your number to this number. I won't chat with anybody. So if you just want to you want me to add to you broadcast list so that you will receive updates, then you can text me and I will add you to the list. But I will not attend your calls. I will not chat with anybody. And you can see website. Of course, all the updates will be there in the website, and you will be receiving message. And I'll also share in the WhatsApp status, because many people are seeing coming to the articles from WhatsApp link. That's why I decided to keep WhatsApp and Facebook active, and I removed the Instagram. And I'll stop here. May I come in, ma'am? Where do you want to come? I don't think you can come into the video because this is not Instagram. So, any other things? Any other doubts? If you have doubts, you can ask in the comments also. I'll end here, and next week I'll talk about another theme. Bye.